WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, and today I have something which is unbelievable. This is a 28-year-old Tormore single malt whiskey, distilled November 1988, bottled October 2017, and this was selected by Hunter Laing, part of the Hunter Laing and Co. First edition authors series. Now, I personally received this sample at the Whisky and More 10th Annual Whiskey Fair in Hattingen, Germany, from Christian at Pro Whisky. They also have done very many different whiskey fairs in Frankfurt 069, the 0711 in Stuttgart, and also the whiskey fair down in Munich. And this is a 390 euro bottle. We're talking $450. If you look at the bottle, Frederick Douglass is on this, and abolish. He was for the to abolish abolitiousness. I can't say that word today. He was a slave that was freed and born 1818, died 1895. He wrote The Heroic Slave. He wrote My Bondage and My Freedom, and he wrote The Life of an American Slave, Frederick Douglass, a autobiography. Excellent man. Amazing what he did for the African American slaves in America, and a very wise man, an author, and therefore he's on this bottle. Now, this whiskey was distilled, as I said, 1988, and put into a second fill sherry butt. Now, Tormore is not a distillery you hear a lot about, even though they do produce 3.7 million liters of whiskey a year. And most of this goes for the blend called Long John. Now, 1958, this distillery was actually designed and afterwards built by Sir Arthur Richard. I can't even read my own writing. And this was the first new distillery in Scotland in the 20th century. A very interesting thing. The building, as well as the housing for many of the workers, was quickly listed as a national landmark in Scotland because it's so beautiful. If you ever look at WhiskyBase, that is whiskybase.com. That is a database for whiskey. This is actually 104307. So one of 244 bottles worldwide, and this was cask number HL 1925 and 3. Wow. Now, I've just done my my German video, and I mentioned that I do not think that I am yet worthy enough to really evaluate this whiskey for all that it offers. It's almost too much. Now, 28 years in a second fill sherry butt from the year 1988. That was before they had a new rule about those sherry butts. And so these are one of these old sherry butts with that special moment involved with them. This is like condensed raisins that have been sitting in a bottle of rum for the last 10 years. It's so massively concentrated, it's amazing. I get some spice, some cinnamon. Wow. Oh, so good. In my German video, I actually said it's like the kidney beans fluid almost. I think that has a little bit to do with my chili I sometimes make. This is good. This is really good. Even the color, I mean, this is just natural color. You can see how deep and how dark that is. So I'm not even, this is just a standard Scotch here with color in it. Amazing. 54.1% ABV, cask strength after 28 years. I could just do this for the next 20 minutes and just still enjoy it. The only problem is you'd click away and watch someone else. So, let's try it. I'm going to nip first and put some water and then really try it again. Wow, that's a lot of wood. Wow, that really is a lot of wood. For all my American friends out there, take a George T. Stagg, you know, that wood moment, and put it into a Scotch, and that's what you're getting here. Wow. Now, it's not the 60 plus proof or the 70 proof, even sometimes George T. Stagg can have, but it's a totally different feel. It's very, very astringent, very dry. There's even like a charcoaly moment, as if it was some type of, from the grill, you had a barbecue and that little bit of ash. Not a peaty ash, but more of the charcoal itself. With a little bit of water in here, the berries open up. We have the raspberries and the blackberries and the black currants. This is really, really nice, and I really, really don't think that I have the capacity, the experience, and the knowledge to actually do justice to this excellent work of art. Wow. That's a lot of wood in there. Wow. Oh, there's a lot of very, very old leather. Over here in Germany, sometimes teachers, when they get their first position at a school, maybe their wife, their mother, their girlfriend, maybe their best friend will give them a leather type of briefcase. And now imagine this teacher has used this briefcase for the last 30 some years. Now imagine you take a bite of that leather. That's what I'm getting. It's not the most pleasant moment in the world, but it's a definitely unique experience here to be able to taste that. Now the Glenfarclas 40-year-old that I had, the taste was totally different, even though the wood was extremely dominant, but yet in a totally different manner with that sherry. Here, it's more of the raisiny type of moment with the leather and with those berries. This is a little bit brighter, if I may say so, than the Glenfarclas 40-year-olds. It was a little bit richer, darker, and more chocolatey. Maybe this is also one of those rich 80% chocolate type of expensive moment, but I really can't say that I'm the biggest fan of this. I love the nose, but on the palate, it's just that leatherness, a little bit of a charcoal moment, and a lot of berries. I'm going to give it a solid B+. Now, most of what I'm going to say here is due to my inexperience of tasting old and exotic scotches. Now, I've been on my whiskey journey now for about a good 2 years. I think the Jason of 10 years in the future is going to look back and go, WhiskyJason, you idiot, that was one of the best whiskeys you could have ever had. Now, why did you give it a B+? This stuff is probably amazing after I've acquired the taste, the palate, the experience to appreciate it. which I just don't have. In my German video, I did the following, I told the following story. Imagine I drive on with a BMW 520 and I think I'm a badass and it's nice. And then someone gives me a Ferrari and say, hey, take it to the track, have fun. And of course, I'm not going to be able to use all the potential of the Ferrari because I just don't have the skill sets. I've never driven a Ferrari like that. And this is a Ferrari. I don't think I'm going to very often get a 28-year-old single cask $450 sample of something and be able to just enjoy it. And it's just way too much. It's a little bit of like sensor overload here that's going on, and I just do not yet have those skills to evaluate and to be able to express in great tasting notes what I have here. Value for money, $450. Yeah, coming from someone who's used to picking up bourbon for $20 to $30 and still finding that a tad bit expensive, this is just a total different universe. C minus, D plus, I don't know. How often do you get a single cask 28-year-old second fill cherry butt from Tormore, a distillery which is very, very, very difficult to get anything, hand-picked from Hunter Laing? Probably not so soon. From the first edition here of the author series, I think they also have a Macallan, also something like 26 years old, going for $1,600. And this is actually my question of the day. Whiskey around or above the $500 mark, is that even worth it? Can a whiskey be worth that much money? And if so, for what special occasion would you be saving that bottle for? Birth of a child, wedding of a child, finally the promotion you've been waiting for the last, I don't know, 5, 8, 10 years. Those are things I can imagine, but I cannot imagine people just pulling this out and drinking it at a normal way for a bottle that's $500+. What's your personal opinion? Now, WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American living in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys, and one of 244 bottles of a Tormore 28-year-old whiskey is fairly exotic and rare. Thank you very much. Videos come out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I look forward to seeing you then. Please like, please subscribe, and please tell others about this crazy guy over here in Europe tasting rare and exotic whiskey. Bye-bye.